municipality.
I am an employer of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of his family, and he must protect me.
All the resources available in this country has to come together at this time to see how best we can move forward. The interest of Nigeria is paramount.
Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian.
That's right.
A very good morning to you and welcome to Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics. My name is Moses Ben. As we speak, I took our time a few days ago to go through Umuahia to ascertain the price of fuel, that is premium motor spirit. No filling station as I speak with you in Umuahia, I don't know that of Aba, is selling below 800 naira. That's on one hand. Perhaps apart from the NNPC filling stations and all of that, but you would agree with me that no filling station or being operated by a private individual is selling PMS at the rate of below 800 naira. If we were told that we would be living with this reality, I wonder if anybody would have opted for it and then considered it to be true. But that's the reality on ground. As we speak, the federal government is saying that, okay, the best we can offer as the minimum wage is 48,000 naira. Of course, the organized labor unions have revolted that say no, we will not do that. However, the tripartite meeting would continue today to know exactly what will come out from it at the end of the day. But talking about that 48,000 naira, with the reality on ground, would that such amount of money take care of somebody's basic needs in Nigeria? It's all about the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What exactly is happening at this point? That will form our conversation. As we'll be visiting the renewed hope agenda, of course, worries, concerns, and expectations this morning on Standpoint. You are welcome. It will be a very engaging conversation this morning. We are live on YouTube and Facebook at Rapid 96.5 FM. Ike Ogbonaya, it's good to have you join.
Good morning.
Standpoint this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Moses Ben. Just as we were talking about petroleum, I was feeling very bad because I drive. You know, anytime you drive into the filling station to buy fuel, scarcely had you finished buying, then pulling out, you see your vehicle still on amber, on red, telling you you have not gotten enough.
At that point, your heart cuts.
Your heart will definitely cut, and then you will start, rationing your movement. It's very sad. You start rationing your movement so that you don't go far, and then you probably be stranded. So it's a very sad situation. And this morning I was surprised to hear, our guy go here and talking about federal government returning for a subsidy, where government is now claiming that they pay 1.something billion every day. What kind of a banana republic is this? I don't understand. The whole thing is sad. I don't know. I just pray that God will help us. Anyway, we thank God for his message this day, and then we thank God for our beautiful and wonderful listeners out there.
All right, again, this time around, they are saying that the 210,000 barrel per day Port Harcourt refinery may finally commence operations by the end of July after several postponements. I wanted to, but I never gave it attention because we've had promises that never came to fruition. This current one, of course, the date was disclosed by the National Public Relations Office of Independent Marketers Association of Nigeria. And then it stated that the development would stimulate economic activities, reduce the price of petroleum products, and ensure adequate supply. I'm still bewildered at this point. Even that of Dangote refinery, that They told us, they came up with the statistics that it's possible that Dangote refinery could produce over 640,000 liters of this commodity every day. And Nigeria will consume average of either 600,000 naira per day. That's to say there will be room and window for transportation, or you move the other ones about 40,000 to outside the country. We are still buying PMS. As I speak with you in Umuahia, precisely where I reside, I have confirmed this information I am relaying to you this morning, that there is no filling station that is selling below 800 naira.
Sometimes it's even as high as 860, 870, in the evening. They will quickly adjust their pumping machine and they just jack it up.
And that's one. The price is on one hand. Then the pumping machine, the measurement and all of those things, what happens to it?
Sometimes they blow air into your car. And then
Who is killing us at this point? Incorruptible Sam. Good morning and good to have you join Standpoint.
Yeah, good morning to you, Moses Ben. It's so annoying, actually. In as much as we try to, pretend and be children of God. But what is annoying is annoying. And if we don't call it what it is, that means we're also not, being truthful to ourselves. Unfortunately, we have leaders that are very, careless. They don't even care. They don't look at our faces. As far as they are getting their own money.
And when you say they don't care, remember these people, they promise, they make promises to everybody, either within their constituency or what have you. So would that not question your stand that they don't care?
Promises that they make, promises that they will just come out. As this mic is on now, they will just say it, and it's not written anywhere. It's not written anywhere. Even sometimes when you listen to their campaign, promise, you know that this thing, they're just saying things just to make sure, just to make the people around happy. I listened to President Tinubu's, I followed him through. Yeah, I think the three big guys, Atiku, Obi, and Tinubu. I followed their campaign promises, and I don't know if I want to call it manifesto, because it's not even strong enough to be manifesto. He wasn't truthful to himself. He was busy attacking the opponent, attacking Tinubu, Atiku, saying Atiku has failed, a serious failure.
You would always have those things whenever it is election.
That's not period. What we want. Talk about yourself and not Atiku Abubakar or Obi.
All right, joining us this morning, I will come back to you, Sam. This conversation is all about us this morning in Nigeria. We are being joined virtually by a human rights lawyer, Barrister Inibege Effiong. Barrister, a very good morning to you, and thank you for joining Standpoint.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, it's about the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, worries, concerns, and expectations. It is already a few days to 1 year in office. What would you say about this renewed hope agenda of this current administration in Nigeria?
So far, it appears that the Tinubu administration has not prioritized the welfare of Nigeria. The government is clearly implementing policies that have only impoverished Nigerians the more. Multiple taxation, very terrible economic situation in the country. Nigerians are going through a very hard and harsh times. Wages have increased drastically. The purchasing power of the people have been reduced, which quite ironically or paradoxically is what Tinubu had promised to do. Recall he had infamously said he was going to reduce the purchasing power of Nigerians. So we have a situation now where since this government came in on 29th of May last year, inflation has gotten worse. Prices of cost of basic commodities and services have significantly gone up. And then minimum wage has not been increased. So we are dealing with a situation where suffering has been intensified. Insecurity is still very pervasive. People are still being killed in different parts of the country without any serious effort by the government to resolve it. So that is where we are at the moment. And some of us are really, really worried. Really, really worried about what this government has in stock for Nigerians. In terms of institutional reforms, I personally have not seen any indication that this government is interested in advancing a democratic process. Human rights abuse is still very much prevalent from the police, from the State Security Service. There is now a more intensified loss of trust in democratic institutions, including the judiciary by Nigeria, since this government came in. So my verdict 1 year after is that the government is clearly not on the right track.
Well, stating that the government is clearly not on the right track, one would want to question your stand. Given the economic reforms policy the government so far has taken, you would recall that the government, through the head being the president, has embarked on several business trips since he assumed office. Are you saying that these are not indications, talking about readiness of this government to deliver governance to the people of Nigeria?
Well, I don't know what you mean by business trips or whatever. What is important is that we have not seen any positive result of whatever they claim to be doing. You have seen how our Naira, for example, has lost value significantly. Naira is now lower in value than other competing currencies. Not in the Western world, but in Africa. We are now in a situation where you can't really buy anything because of inflation. Minimum wage is still at 30,000. People cannot purchase their basic needs, including food. So you now have mass hunger in the country. And I am telling you that despite this horrendous hardship that Nigerians are experiencing, we still see a president who is going on as if nothing is bothering him. We are still seeing a culture of waste, profligacy, government resources being wasted on things that are completely unnecessary. We are still seeing signs of unwillingness to turn the tide positively. So I don't have any confidence that this government has the interests of Nigerians at heart. I am convinced that this government doesn't care. I'm convinced that this president is not a reformist. Whatever semblance of pretense of governance that we are seeing is just cherry picking. There is no substantive effort to change the fortunes of the country for the better.
All right, at this point, it appears that everybody is blaming the presidency. One of the policy action it took was the removal of fuel subsidy, which everybody virtually commended. That, of course, is a good one. But promises around resuscitating our refineries for it to start production and all of that have come and then gone, failed woefully until this particular recent one that operation will start by July. However, Barrister, looking at FAC level, it has increased. And then you can see its effect in terms of allocation to states in the country. Let us not take away the fact also that this government, considering what it has taken as a policy action, has initiated grants to Nigerians. Well, and I'm not justifying that in a way. It's as a result of what is happening. They've confirmed that grant has been on, payment has been initiated to a number of persons in Nigeria. Are these not also measures in ensuring that it fixes the situation, the hardship Nigerians are going through at the moment?
On the issue of subsidy, I think there has always been a popular general consensus that you are not going to resolve anything by merely removing subsidy if you do not address the corruption, right, in the subsidy payment regime that we have witnessed over the years. Tinubu has not done anything in that regard. So when he announced that subsidy was gone, and we saw the immediate impact it had on the country, and the subsequent increment in the price of premium meter spirit, and how that has had effects on all aspects of our life. Because once the price of fuel goes up, as you know, everything is affected. Cost of transportation, cost of goods, services, and so on. This government did not think about what the impact of that decision was going to be. There was no preparation. There was no, I did not see any measure of policy intelligence or evaluation before the implementation came into effect. So, again, as I said, my perception is that we are dealing with a government that is not sensitive. We are dealing with a government that does not see the need to be accountable to the people. And that may not be unconnected with the manner in which the government itself came into being.
All right. Good morning to you. Yeah, my name is Incorruptible Sam, and you are maybe saying what 60% or 70% of Nigerians actually will say as it has to do with this government of the day, government of Tinubu. But some of those that think he's also doing well will come from the angle of, okay, he's going the right way. I think we hosted someone yesterday who was like, okay, the palliative, what he actually called palliative, giving money to the governors and some grains is actually a way to cushion the effects of the subsidy. While majority of Nigerians are saying that putting the money into making sure that our refineries will start working, so as to make sure that we stop importing and refine here in Nigeria will be better. But those in his favor, we say no. Making sure that people will feed is actually better than looking at the refinery right now. I don't know what your take on this is. Which part or which group of people actually is making sense as far as you're concerned?
Well, I don't know if there are really people who believe this government is doing well. Yeah. I think they live in an alternate universe. I would rather not take them serious.
There are people.
Anyone that feels Tinubu is doing well should tell us the yardstick for arriving at that. But you and I and everyone is feeling the failures, the impact of the failures of this government. Except those who are benefiting from the system, I don't see why anyone would say things are good or that things have become better. Right? Tinubu can at the end of the day, no matter what they have in their mind, the important thing is that Nigerians are seeing the outcome of whatever policies they are implementing. And so far, the outcome has not been positive. I think we can all agree on that. So I again, as I said, the way I choose to look at it is that if you want to change Nigeria, if you want to change the direction of the country, you are not just going to do that by making fanciful speeches, saying whatever is in your head. There has to be a willful, there has to be a deliberate effort at redirecting the country or putting the country on a different direction. I haven't seen that effort so far. Right? A president who came in and it took him a while to appoint ministers, and at the end of the day, he came up with an outrageous list of over about 45 ministers, the biggest cabinet ever in the history of the country. And you are doing that at a time that the country is almost broke, right? And we are seeing your cronies. We are seeing your son. We are seeing people associated with you, related to you, acting in a way that suggests state capture. You are not going to come and convince me that you mean well for the country. You mean well for the country, and you are going with an alarming number of vehicles in your convoy. You are living lavishly. You are traveling abroad, staying away from the country without.
Hello, sir.
he traveled. Nigerians for about 2 weeks didn't even know where their president was. So, look, this is not how a civilized world is governed. This is not how a civilized country is run. If you really mean well for the country, your actions will speak louder than your words. And so far, much of the actions of this government have been negative. And that is the position of some of us. And we are not going to change on that until we see a difference.
All right. Good morning, Barrister. My name is Mr. Akobona. Yesterday, we engaged the publicity secretary of APC in Anambra State, and then I brought up the issue of the Lagos-Calabar coastal road, and then the young man was trying to convince us, make us believe that it is economically viable, but I obviously refused to align with him, given the fact that 15 trillion is a whopping amount that could have been channeled into other useful ventures. And then on the other hand, we took him up on the issue of security. And he also tried to convince us to believe that insecurity in the country has been largely dealt with. I don't know what will be your take in this regard. Thank you, sir.
Hello, Barrister. Hello, sir.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, please, your reaction to those questions, please.
No, I got the second question about insecurity. I did not get the first one.
Oh, yeah. The first one was on the issue of Lagos-Calabar coastal highway. It
is a misadventure.
Beautiful.
Like I said, this is not a serious government. How do you plan? How can you even think of spending
15 trillion?
15 trillion to build a coastal highway in a country that the educational system is in shambles? I think sometimes our leaders need to, have a periodic mental evaluation, frankly. No matter how good, no matter how noble your intention is, you are struggling to pay minimum wage, right? We are dealing with serious issues. People are looking for food to eat, and you want to go and use 15 trillion to build a coastal highway. How much does Nigeria earn currently? A country that is seriously in debt, where will the money be gotten from? What is the timeline of implementation? I'm totally against it. I think it is misguided. Of course, there will be economic advantage for having that coastal highway, but the money simply is not there. And I don't see how that coastal highway can be completed within the lifespan of this government. Where will they get the resources from? And let's give them the benefit of doubt that the money is there to complete it. Is it a priority at this time? Is it our national priority? What is the state of health of our health sector, our educational sector? Right? So where will they get 15 trillion from? And regarding insecurity, school children are still being kidnapped. People are still being killed across the country. So as I said, I don't think Tinubu appreciates the urgency of now. I do not think he takes the issues, he is looking at the issues properly. All right, I am not in support of the so-called coastal highway. I think it is not a priority at this time. I see it as a white elephant project.
All right, Barrister. At this point, if you were asked, 7 days from now, this administration will be marking 1 year. What would be your indicating points in terms of presenting to the government in handling issues that concern governance in Nigeria going forward?
What would be what?
What would be your indicating points, and in terms of offering suggestions and advice to this government? We'll be marking 1 year in 7 days rather, so that the next coming years we'll know where we are standing, or where we'll be standing under this presidency.
I'm not sure if the government really needs our advice, but let's assume they do. Let's assume they do. The starting point is to reduce the cost of governance. But I think Tinubu is the wrong person to give that advice to, because if you look at this model from Lagos, it's not someone that you can convince to reduce the cost of governance. But that would be a starting point. And then institutional reforms. Nigerians need to have confidence in the institutions of the country. But that is not going to happen by empty words or mere promises. That will require systematic policy decision and actions on the part of the government to convince Nigerians that they can trust their institutions, the police, the judiciary, and so on. And then those institutions should also be allowed to function independently. And then we also need to pay attention to things that really matter, really. We discuss the limited resources that we have. Attention should be focused on things that are really productive, things that will advance the country, things that will improve the economic fortunes of Nigeria. Those are the areas of interest.
All right, human rights lawyer, Barrister Inibere Effiong, want to say a very big thank you to you for your time on Standpoint today. All right, we lost that connection with him. Gentlemen, those points were that of Barrister Inibere this morning. But we'll go on a short break. The conversation will continue after this break. This is Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
This announcement. Navitas Group and their partnership universities invite you to come and study with top USA, UK, Canada and Australia universities. To take advantage of this, don't miss the presentation by their trusted agent known as Diamond Giant Consulting, which holds at Gado International Hotel, 59 Mission Hills, Umuahia, Abia State, on the 23rd of May 2024 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come with all your credentials. For further inquiries, contact Emmanuel or Vivian with 0803 508 7511 or 0805 132 5229. Or you can also call 0802 460 3725. You can send an email to deargiant@yahoo.co.uk. That is DIAGIANT@yahoo.co.uk.
Arrive alive. Respect traffic rules. Do not drink and drive. Do not drive and drink. Every life on the road is precious. Drive safely. Be attentive and ensure your journey doesn't become a tragedy.
Stop wa on our roads. One Nemonyabia. Matanando get in their Biampa. Drive safely.
This message is powered by Abia State Orientation Agency.
Ozia, Sinaka Abia State Orientation Agency.
Rapid! Gịnị bụ Rapid? Ọ bụ Rural Area Program on Investment for Development. Ọ bụ atụmatụ ego nkwalite nke ụlọ akụ azụmahịa bụ Bank of Industry BOI. Ewepụtara ya iji nyere ndị nwere obere ụlọ mmepụta ngwaahịa aka nakwa ndị ahịa ha na-abawanye ma otu dị iche iche dị n'ime obodo. Site na Rapid, atụmatụ a na-enyere ọtụtụ ndị dị otu aka inweta ego nkwalite nke nwere ike ịgbasa ruo afọ atọ. Ị nwere ike inweta ego nkwalite buru ibu ruo nde naira 10. Ọmụrụ nwa dị n'elu ya bụ naanị bizeti 5 kwa afọ.
Gịnị bụ usoro eji enweta ego nkwalite a?
Nke mbụ bụ idezu ihe gbasara gị n'ime akwụkwọ a dị na www.rapid.boi.ng. Iwu ka ọ bụ na ị ga-enwerịrị ahịa na-azụ nke debara aha ya nakwa usoro azụmahịa dabara adaba BVN na NIN.
Egbula oge debanye aha ugbu a gaa na www.rapid.boi.ng ka ị nweta akwụkwọ idebanye aha n'usoro ma ọ bụ kpọọ akara ekwentị a 07002255264 maka ozi a na ajụjụ ndị ọzọ. Iwu na usoro dịkwa ya o. Idebanye aha ga-akwụsị n'abalị 29 nke ọnwa Mee afọ abụ 2024. Ụlọ akụ Bank of Industry na-akwalite azụmahịa nke ala Nigeria.
Petahụ mara mma onye mere ya Bilos. Akahụ mara mma ga-akụrụ ya onye Bilos Paint. Ọwa ikwuo ya anya pịka Bilos Paint wo German na paint. Just use go there for once and you go chewing gum for your wall until in short the paint get anti-fungal. That is to say nyama no go fit attack your wall. Lie glossy. Emotion. Satin. Stantes. Matte. Even self with Tesco. Go try any equipment na 080 350 87498 or 09138884292. We there for number 8 Mission Hill behind God is Good Motors. Bilox Paint. It will tam.
Hurry up. Volunteer 96.5. Go. Let's go. Rapid FM.
The sound of your city.
Beauty
is power. A smile is its sword. Beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is all around us. So, if you want to look good always, visit Masters and Wands Cosmetics stores. It's new, it's exclusive, and the happening store in beauty products. We deal on perfumes and cosmetics such as body lotions, facial creams and scrubs, body sprays, powders, bath wash, and all kinds of quality cosmetics with affordable prices. Contact us at number 41 Fimbers Road, Umuahia, or number 28 School Road, Umuahia, all in Abia State. Call us on 0806 951 2773 or email us at wandsglean@gmail.com. Masters and Wands Cosmetics stores. Quality is our name. Signed, management.
Rapid 96.5 FM Starrise Edition is here.
We are grateful to the following:
Honorable Anderson Akaliro, member representing Umuahia North State Constituency.
Gawai's Logistics Company Limited, number 2 Ojike Street off Bende Road, Umuahia, Abia State.
Ellis Wares, number 28 Azikiwe Road by School Road, Umuahia, Abia State. Elix, Friends of Your Wardrobe.
Onyem's Pharmacy, 21 Azikiwe Road by School Road, Umuahia. We care, God heals.
Luwani Mondo, number 27 Azikiwe Road, Umuahia, Abia State.
Rapid Starrise. More supporters wanted.
Hurry up. Volunteer 96.5. Go. Let's go. Rapid FM.
The sound of your city.
Hurry up. Volunteer 96.5. Go. Let's go. Rapid FM.
The sound of your city.
Let's talk politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It's a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. So this is beyond partisan politics. Nigeria is on drip. Nigeria is on oxygen. And how can we get out of this? And these are kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example I may show you are leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with happenings in the polity.
I am an employer of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of the family. And he must protect me.
All the resources available in this country has to come together at this time to see how best we can move forward. The interest of Nigeria is part of it.
Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. That's right.
Welcome back to Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics on Rapid 96.5 FM. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. That's at Rapid 96.5 FM. This morning is all about renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu, worries, concerns, and expectations. We are also being joined at this point virtually by a development consultant, of course, a columnist with The Punch, and public affairs analyst, Jide Ojo. A very good morning to you, and thank you for joining Standpoint today, sir.
Good morning, Ben. It's a pleasure.
How have you been?
I've been good.
All right, because everybody is trying to say that, oh, look at the situation at the moment in the country. But it's about the renewed hope agenda. We are counting down to 1 year in office. I don't know the school of thought that you belong to. You've been in Nigeria. You've seen the situation of things. Do you think that this is really impacting on the people of Nigeria positively, the renewed hope agenda?
One thing is, I will say, I saw this coming under Buhari administration, and I have it written down that I really pity whoever takes over from Buhari, because there are so many landmines that he has laid for incoming administration. But who am I to pity Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? He said nobody should pity him because he asked for the job, and that he's competent enough. That's why he asked for the job. So 1 year down the line, we haven't seen not much improvement in living standard. In fact, rather than us to have an improved living standard, we are having improved cost of living. So the cost of living is soaring, standard of living is falling. And that is quite traumatic for many Nigerians, including myself. The security situation is also very appalling. So while there is a renewed hope agenda, which I've had the privilege of perusing, I think the challenges of governance has been quite overwhelming for the administration. They may not want to admit this, given the fact that government always want to engage in sophistry and telling citizens that they are not looking at the whole picture. But whichever indicators and indices you use, any governance indices you use, will lead you to the same conclusion that this is not, it's a deferred hope that we have. The hope is deferred. Because whether you are looking at Human Development Index, you are looking at Corruption Perception Index, you are looking at Freedom of Information, Press Freedom Index, you are looking at the Mystery Index, or you are looking at maternal mortality and child mortality, or you are even looking at the unemployment and inflation rate. All of them are pointing southwards. I mean, look at food inflation. The food inflation is almost 40% now, while headline inflation is about 33-34%. That is not where we want Nigeria to be. I mean, across the country, whether you are a food basket or you are not a food basket, there is nowhere food is deemed to be very cheap, except in the very rural hinterland. And then when you look at lack of infrastructure, for them to even move these grains and these tubers to the market, the cost of transportation is astronomical. The administration has not been able to fulfill many of its commitments, even after removing the fuel subsidy. We are promised the compressed natural gas vehicles. Not a single one of that vehicle is on the road as I speak with you. The Port Harcourt refineries that we were told was going to be ready latest by December 2023 has not produced a liter of fuel up to this May 21. And so there's practically no index you want to use. Whether you are looking at, the unemployment rate in this country now is about 40%. So when you look at all of this put together, is indicative of failed campaign promises, very traumatic experience for average citizens. I think the only set of people that we can say may not be feeling the pinch of hardship in this country are the political class. The political class, people who are holding political offices across the country. And but for the majority of ordinary citizens, particularly if you are not a business mogul, you are not a captain of industry, even for those who are captain of industry, many of them have their industries operating below capacity. Some industries that are operating less than 30% in stock capacity because of the very astronomical cost of doing business in Nigeria. So it's a pathetic situation Nigerians have found themselves.
All right, Jide. This appears to be a problem that will call for the questioning: how could this menace be corrected in Nigeria? You just said, of course, it's all about failed campaign promises. We've seen this happen in previous administration, that of Buhari, just the immediate past president, with a lot of promises. At the end of the day, we saw different things altogether. If you would say, or if you had taken the position that Nigerians would be the ones to correct this issue, likely and obviously it would be during the election. But how and where, what are the possibilities that this menace could be corrected in Nigeria?
Now, this is where you and I comes in. I am of the considered view that while the president is the number one citizen of Nigeria and should get the larger chunk of the blame for the misgovernance and lack of improved standard of living, we cannot solely blame Mr. President for what has happened, because the last time I checked, we have 3 tiers of government and we have 3 arms of government. And the president is not a sole administrator. We have 1 president, we have 36 governors, we have 768 local government and 6 area councils. We have 8,809 councillors. We have all of this coming together gives you 11,082 political offices. What are each and every one of these political office holders? What are they doing in their own sphere of influence? Why can't we have good governance in Obingwa local government? Why can't we have good governance in Aba local government? Why can't we have a shining example in Umuahia? Why won't Bayelsa be different as a state from the misgovernance of other states? So it's very easy and simplistic to blame the president, and of course he has the biggest resources, given the fact that is the distributor of the wealth of the nation. But don't forget, your governor Alex Otti, came with his own agenda, whether it's 5.7 points or how many point agenda he came up with. And he collects every month federal allocation due to the state. He also gets IGR, called internally generated revenue. So what has he done? Because it's very easy to hold Mr. President responsible for the woes of the country. But if we continue to do that, we are going to be missing the point. We are going to be missing the point until when we realize that we do not have a sole administrator whose word is law all over the country. Whether you want to deal with infrastructural challenge, let me give you this. In terms of infrastructure, do you know there are Trunk A road, Trunk B road, Trunk C road?
Yes.
The Trunk A road belongs to federal government. Trunk B road belongs to state. Trunk C road belongs to local government. How well maintained? How well are these roads? According to, if you say the federal roads are bad, what about state roads? What about local government roads? Now, let's go to education. There are federal universities, there are state universities. If you say the federal government is not doing enough for federal universities, what are you doing for state institutions under your care? The federal universities, the state universities, the state polytechnics, the state colleges of education. What are you doing? Because this education is on the concurrent legislative list. So you have primary education supposed to be under local government. So what difference have they made? The lower level, the subnational level, what difference have they been able to make?
All right, Jide, given these instances, I hope after the next 7 days in Nigeria, we'll be rolling down to the rest of the years under this administration, both at the national level and subnational level. I hope we'll have a different turn of events altogether, given what is happening at the moment in the country.
Well, that's my hope. That's my aspiration too. But I'm just putting the issue in perspective.
All right.
I'm not saying, I'm giving you indices and indicators to say all indices of good governance in Nigeria is pointing south. But I am equally saying the president or the presidency should not be held solely responsible. That in our own spheres of influence, as part of a whole, what difference is those states, 36 states, what difference are they making? What difference are those 716 local government and 6 area councils making? What difference are the arms of government? You know, the legislative arm, for instance, the judicial arm. There is what is called the concept of separation of powers and checks and balances. You see, unless there are proper checks and balances and separation of powers, there will be no good governance. For instance, the president and the governors will propose a budget. When it gets to the state assembly or to the national assembly, how well do they perform their duty of lobbying, of oversight, and of representation?
All right, Jide, for what of our time, let us leave it at there, and we'll keep tap on the activities of this administration as we are counting down the clock. A development consultant, columnist with a punch, and public affairs analyst, Jide Ojo, thank you so much for your time on Standpoint this morning.
My pleasure. Please stay safe and happy New Year.
All right, thank you so much. 09160 0000965 or 09160 333 965. You're welcome to Standpoint. Good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, let's speak with you. Good morning. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you. God bless you. Ben Moses.
Your name and location, please.
And
Welcome. Good morning. Good morning.
You are no blind person to wait when the preacher will come and tell him or her that something is not going well in Nigeria, especially from the side of cutting down the governance, which is they are putting it out. I thank God that the first analyst, the person engaged us, said that we no longer have confidence in the way the government of the day are doing their own things, especially when we talk about Lagos and Mekalaba. Those money, the channel there, assuming that they have put the money in the refinery, I think we have been in this level where we find ourselves in this country. So, we are talking about the renewal of Nigeria, the real hope of Nigeria. But I'm seeing it as a dangerous the hope of Nigeria. If really the Mr. President want to show us or prove to us that he has something better for us, that he is supposed to visit that subsidy will remove. Number one. Two is this. That cut down on the government.
Right. Be running off your point, Don Kesigai.
So my point is this. We don't believe that this government of the day have something better for us, except if they will change tomorrow. That's my own.
Thank you so much for your time. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, Mr. Moses.
Good morning.
Good morning, the analyst in the studio.
Eze Nikalo, welcome.
Good morning, sir. This is Mr. Eze Nikalo, the voice from Abiyan Hofia local government area. Dynamic Okonyoko Madu again.
Thank you.
Of a truth, very soon now, a few days, we'll be celebrating 1 year. The president and governor will be celebrating 1 year in the office. But at the presidential level, of a truth, have not impressed at all. So far, he has not done well. Own personal assessment. Right from the day he made that pronouncement of removal of subsidy, the effect has been hitting on we Nigerians. And I've been looking onto him to cushion the effect. And I've never seen any policy that is capable of cushioning this. And all this while, we have been looking onto him ready to use the proceeds or the savings from this subsidy to fix our refinery. Mr. Moses, as I speak to you, if we check many filling stations, I just discover that we are experiencing a scarcity of fuel in a country that has been richly blessed with crude oil. And the price of fuel now, as I speak to you, is between the range of 800 naira to 900 naira per liter. That thing is not supposed to, we are not supposed to even to hear, not to talk of experiencing it.
All right, be running off your point,
because God has already blessed us with all these things.
Yeah.
Now, none of the refinery is working. What is he going to celebrate? What is he going to?
All right.
Is he going to
your time is up.
Tell us that this is what he has achieved so far.
All
Unlike what is going on in Abia State, I must always commend our amiable and pragmatic governor.
All right.
Unless he has been touching all the whole sector.
All right. Thank you, Eze Nikano. Your time is up. You're welcome to Standpoint. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
I am incorruptible Akada.
Okay, Akada, you joined the league. That's interesting. All right.
I don't have much to say. What I want to say is this. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not surprised about Tinubu. I'm very disappointed with him. He's doing what he came to do. He told you he came to continue with Buhari admin.
Hello, Akada, are you there?
Are you there?
Hello. Okay, go ahead, please.
Good. Now, you all know what Buhari's administration offers to Nigerians. My people. Trader money, marketing money, farmer money. That is the same thing you're going to hear to explain to me. We have given a student loan. We have given 50,000. We have given back the price. We have given a new refinery. Nigeria. I told you, Nigeria as a country is not going to work. Nigeria is not going to work anywhere. The only solution now is discussion. Let that be the upper. Let everybody be on his or her own. Thank you.
All right, Akada, that was your opinion, and you are entitled to your opinion. Thank you so much for participating this morning. A very good morning to you and welcome to the program. Your name and location, please.
Good morning, Moses Ben.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, Incorruptible and Ike, my man.
Good morning, brother.
Usman, no, there's the name. I'm calling from Umar.
All right.
Please, to me, what Mr. President has done can never be overemphasized when it comes to policies. The policies that Mr. President and APC made from the beginning is what made Nigerians to suffer. We've never had inflation risen to this extent, getting to 35% inflation rate in the country today. We talked about exchange rate. Yet people will have mind and tell you that PDP destroyed the state. In 2014, before 2014, when they handed over to Tinubu in 2015, 29th May, what was the exchange rate in this country? And some people that are saying that the governor, the president should emulate the governor. Has the governor done very well in his own policies? He has done well in some area, but when it comes to transparency, he has not. The money that Mr. President removed as subsidy, you should have used to build refinery, bring out something that will ameliorate the suffering of people, instead of putting it to allocation that governors are using now to subject and to impoverish the people. The people are not getting it directly from you. When you are patching roads and the people that are working on the workers are finding it difficult, the worker wages that are supposed to be added, even one other state in the southeast has done that. You have not done it in the state of your state. What do you expect people to do? Go to Amsterdam, they've been owed 11 months plus. Go to Prastata that are still being owed today. People will come on air and say, tell Mr. President to emulate our governor. I'm not saying that the governor has not tried well. He's doing his best in the area of road infrastructure. The stomach infrastructure, what happened to it?
All right,
is the person where they are alive. Now he go run for the road where he built. The governor make sure that he surveyed the ambience, the suffering that we are going down through today.
All right.
Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much. You're welcome to Standpoint. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ben.
Welcome, sir.
My name is Mr. Chichoke. I am calling from Bendy Road. Please, I want to tell you that as far as I'm concerned, why we are always talk about the past government, you know, when the time of Jonathan, when we have, no country have come to tell their country that they have excess money. But it's only during the PDP that we had excess food money. And every year, every month, all the governors will go and share this money. And Okonjo-Iweala told them that this is not a good development, that they should save this money and use it to, to revive Nigeria and give Nigeria what they want. And they refused to do that until Buhari took over. So what we are saying is this. We need to understand where we are coming from. In Abia State, we know our problem. And the same people who always praise the past government when we talk about pensioners, when we talk about teachers, when we talk about workers in Abia, the same people that they get special lines to call, the same people they are paying salary every month just because of we are against what they are doing. They mobilize all of them. Every day they speak against pensioners and workers. Now they have realized that Governor Lesotho is not doing this. We are not comfortable. We are not interested about you people, because even the workers you are talking about, pensioners, they know that you people are deceivers. You people never told the past government to do the right thing when you are in power, and now you are just. Please, we should not pretend over this. We know who is who in Abia State.
All right, Chijoke.
And what we are saying is this: Governor Lesotho is in a right.
All right, Rana, your time is up.
We cannot say that Governor Lesotho have done everything, but we are comfortable because of his policies.
All right.
He's trying to revive Abia State.
All right,
and
Chijoke.
people are happy with him.
All right.
We are not interested about.
Thank you so much, Chijoke.
Hello.
A very good morning to you. Thank you for joining Standpoint. Be brief,
Hello?
please. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you clearly. A very good morning to you and welcome. All right, we lost that particular call. Maybe, gentlemen, we'll leave it at that. This conversation will continue, but it will be after the news light at 10. We'll be looking inward. Abia State on Abia 360. The government has come up to say that marking 1 year in office, we're embarking on commissioning of about 7 roads. That will form our conversation on Abia 360 this morning. We spoke earlier on with human rights advocate, Barrister Ini Begefiong, and of course, a public affairs analyst, Jide Ojo. Incorruptible Sir Michael Bonaya, thank you so much for your time on Standpoint.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There's no point of leaving the seat because we are immediately switching.
We'll keep talking.
All of that. We'll keep talking. My name is Moses Ben. Good morning.
Volunteer 96.5.
Go!
Let's go. Rapid FM.
The sound of your city.
Trending stories, breaking news, fast. News Light on Rapid 96.5 FM.
This is the News Light on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city. Today is Tuesday, the 21st day of May 2024. House of Representatives knock Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission for not protecting cement users. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi back 300% salary raise for judicial officers. Former President Goodluck Jonathan asked Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor Nyesom Wike to work together. Organized labor insists on May the 31st as deadline for minimum wage. Monarch of Benin, Uku Akpolokpolo, Ewuare II, accuses Economic and Financial Crimes Commission of aiding crimes. Rivers State Governor Fubara submits fresh commissioner nominees to State House of Assembly. On the foreign scene, International Criminal Court prosecutor seeks arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and top Hamas leaders over war crimes. South Africa's top court rules Jacob Zuma not eligible for presidential election. France begins first war crime trial of Syrian officials. In sports, Nasarawa Amazons head coach Christopher Danjuma reveals reason for his club defeat to Bayelsa Queens. Abia Warriors forward Sunday Megwo positive ahead of Abia Warriors and Sporting Supreme clash. Former Super Eagles forward Victor Moses leaves Russian club Spartak Moscow. Former Manchester United defender Ferdinand demands